What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Nitro Gaming. Of course, the MLS team of the season, the Saudi League team of the season, is now underway. But we also got the Conference League players for Chelsea winning the Conference League added to the game, just like we saw with the Europa League. So we've got to make some moves and make some coins on those cards. But is it as straightforward as just buying these cards and they're going to go up out of packs like the Europa League cards? Or is it going to follow a different trend? We're going to talk about what could happen with these Conference League cards, and as well as the Champions League final, which is today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. I don't know, do the math for your own time zone. But I've got a couple of packs to start us off. As tradition during Team of the Season, we are opening big packs to start every single video, and we'll start with Luca Orjano, who is a player from my hometown team, FC Cincinnati. He's actually a stud, and I really like him. So I'm glad I packed him first owner. That is a card that is not going into an SBC. I might even make, because Evander also has a Team of the Season card, like a full FC Cincinnati team, and start throwing them to evolutions or something. That would be kind of cool. But if you guys missed it, there's a 1 of 15 Encore player pick. We'll talk about the effects of the market that this SBC had on it. But first, let's open the pack and see if we can get something. If you guys drop a like right now on the video, we'll get a Team of the Year in this pack. Here we go. 89, 94 is pretty high rated overall for this pack, but it doesn't look like we've got anything good in here. Keegan Nazareth, Andre Santos. I actually packed his Team of the Season a couple weeks ago. It looks like we're going to have to take Crystal Dunn, unless what we could do is take a different card and throw it into evolutions. I'm not sure I saw any cards. Maybe Pascal Gross. That could be a card I take, but I think I'm just going to go with the 94. Anyways, guys, let's hop in to today's video. Do you guys need coins in FC25 Ultimate Team? Well, U7Buy has you covered. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's safe with 24/7 online customer support. Even big creators use it, and it has over 40,000 positive reviews. Make sure to use my link down in the description and use code NITRO for an extra 8% at checkout. And on top of all of that, you'll get a 19% newcomers coins bonus. I ended up deciding on Pascal Gross just because, of course, Dortmund is my team as well. So I packed an FC Cincinnati player and a Dortmund player. So that's a nice little combo to start today. But that SBC, the 1 of 15 Encore player pick, was the big content that we saw yesterday with the release of the new promo for MLS and Saudi League. But that actually didn't come out until a couple hours after content was out. I'm not sure if that was a mistake by EA Sports or if it was designed that way. Either way, that big upgrade player pick has actually had an impact on fodder cards. Yes, you heard me right. Fodder cards are moving for once, and these cards have been hard stuck at their lowest listing price for many weeks now. I didn't think that we were going to see a point during this year where these cards came back off the ground, but as you can see, we're starting to see 85s kind of lift off the 2.2 mark right here, because 2.2 thousand coins is 85 rated. It's the lowest you can list those for. As you can see, quite a few of those are over 3K now, a couple of them up to like 2.7 thousand coins. And then you've got, the 87 rateds, which are still 5.2 thousand coins, but 86 rated cards are up to about 8,000 coins. I think they'd sell very quickly for 8K, pretty much no matter what card it is. And the reason that they're more expensive than the 87s is because of this Encore player pick. We've been seeing recently where the exact requirements need to be 86 rated or 85 rated. And because of these kind of SBCs and the fact that this is a repeatable SBC, you don't just do it once, you can do it as many times as you want. And there's been some good pulls from it. I've seen people packing some good cards. Now, most of the packs look like the one you saw that I just did. But as you can see right here, there are Team of the Year cards in these packs. People have been packing Mbappe. It's pretty much all of the cards from the previous promos that we've seen throughout the year in just all in that one Encore player pick. Now, it is 15 cards. You get to choose one of them. So the odds you get at least one good card is kind of high, but there's just so many cards that are bad and very outdated at this point in the year that you are going to have probably at least 13 of the cards that are just really, really bad choices. Even that Pascal Gross that I chose, I mean, it's not that good of a card unless I actually do an evolution on it, but it still gives me some nice opportunity to pack some cards that maybe I didn't pack the first time around, or go back and get some cards that are cards that I might want first owner, like that Orejano or the Gross that we packed today. So it's got some value to it, and it's kind of an exciting pack. This is exactly what we need, though, from EA Sports at this point in the game, because we haven't seen this fodder cards move at all. There's just been way too much supply, not enough demand, and every single upgrade pack just replenishes the fodder that you used in that SBC in the first place. So you're not really needing to go to the market to get any of these packs, especially when you consider all of the grind packs that we have as well from just submitting bronze cards every day. People have fodder out the wazoo. So now we're starting to see some cards rise in price. Those 86s are more expensive than 88 rated cards and almost as expensive as 89s. But if we keep getting SBCs like that, I think that we're going to see fodder go in the right direction. So right now, of course, we're seeing the movement on the 86s. It's a great time to sell 86 rated cards if you have any tradable on your club or some that haven't been selling. In fact, I probably have some on my transfer list right now. I've got a few that I listed a couple days ago that I would assume probably haven't sold. So right there we have a Gabriel. He wasn't selling at 3.6 thousand coins. Now I'm going to list it for 8.1 thousand coins and see if that 86 rated card sells for me right there. Unfortunately, it looks like I don't have any other 86s on the transfer list, but I've got an 85 that wasn't selling, and now we know that those go for at least 2.7 thousand coins. So we'll make some coins there. That card actually went right away. Probably could have listed that for a little bit more, but you get the point. Check your club, check your transfer list, sell those 86 rated cards, and maybe look into getting some 87 rated cards, because it's probably only a matter of time before those cards start getting used in those kind of upgrade SBCs. Now, let's talk about MLS and Saudi League Team of the Season, because these cards came out yesterday and they are expensive. Not because they're more rare than the other SBCs, or not SBCs, sorry. We've been talking a lot about SBCs today, so that's in my mind right now. But the other Team of the Seasons. All the other Team of the Seasons have been pretty cheap. And honestly, too cheap, to the point where it's not even that exciting when you get a blue flare, because so many of the Team of the Seasons are just terrible and discard price. Like, they go for 12,000 coins. Whereas now we're seeing cards like Cristiano Ronaldo, 9 million coins right there. Kante's 2.2 million, and Diaby is 800,000 coins. Now, for Saudi League, you just wouldn't expect that. But it's not because these cards are super good and people want them. Maybe it is because of Ronaldo. It's mostly because of the fact that there's just not a lot of supply. People have not been ripping packs for this Team of the Season because we're so close to the ultimate Team of the Season that at this point, most people are just saving their packs for that if they have any left over, or if they want to open any packs, they're just saving them for Ultimate Team of the Season, which comes out on Friday of this upcoming week. So we're starting to see cards like Lionel Messi, 11.6 million coins. I mean, this is the rarity of cards we saw during Team of the Year. I mean, we have not seen this for Team of the Season yet. Look at the Friday flipping you could have done with this card. Under 10 million coins, up to 12.5, back down to 10 million coins, back up to 11.6 mil. He's been bouncing up and down in price over the course of the last few hours, making it so if you do have that kind of budget, you're making a lot of coins on that card. But it really just comes down to the lack of supply. In fact, I have a lot of packs that I'm really wanting to pack a Messi or Ronaldo with, but I just don't see any reason for me to rip packs right now, knowing that Messi and Ronaldo are probably going to be in the Ultimate Team of the Season. So I don't really see a reason to rip all of my packs. In fact, I have 820 packs saved now, 819 now, because I see this La Liga TOTS pack that figure we might as well open and see what we get. Is that DePaul? That's not a great pack. I think I've already actually gotten him, or at least I got him in a player pick, but not a great pull there. But I've got 819 packs saved for Ultimate TOTS, and I just don't see a reason to rip them right now. So we haven't seen a lot of supply for these cards, making it so I don't think that they're good investments towards the end of this week. And I think they're going to drop hard later this week when the Ultimate Team of the Season gets leaked. You're going to see cards like Messi and Ronaldo drop if they're in the Ultimate Team of the Season. And then as we get to Division Rival Rewards, of course, that is the biggest supply of the week. week for tradable cards, and that is when I think we're going to see the low point for all of the rest of this team. But the reason that I've been talking so much about the fact that we haven't seen a lot of supply is because these Conference League cards were in packs when we went into content on Friday. These cards didn't really drop in price as much as the Europa League cards did. So we take a look at Jadon Sancho, who's 400,000 coins, and he goes out of packs here in a few hours because these are only in packs for 48 hours. They came out into packs on Thursday, which means they go out of packs today around content release. And so this card, which dropped down to 367,000 coins and was about 360,000 coins right before content released yesterday, actually rose in price and hit a high point of about 420K. So he didn't drop with the supply from yesterday because there really wasn't any supply yesterday. And so these cards are still pretty expensive. And it makes me not really want to invest in them like we did with the UEL cards. These cards, even though we didn't get the best deal on these cards because these obviously hit the low point right as content released on Friday when La Liga TOTS hit, but we invested in these cards a little bit later into the weekend, and this card still went from about 140,000 coins up to 180,000 coins over the course of the time of it being out of packs. So, of course, the biggest rise was while it was in packs, but the card continued to go up. I don't know if that's going to be the case for the Conference League because these cards just did not go down in price to as low as I think they should have. These cards are still pretty expensive. I don't see them as better than the Team of the Season cards that we've seen for even cheaper prices than this. And with the ultimate TOTS market crash that is on the way, and I mean, it's inevitable that as we get to Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of this week, the market is going to absolutely take a hit. I don't think these cards are going to be exempt from that. In fact, I think people are probably going to overinvest in these cards because they've seen what happened with the Europa League cards. And it's going to cause an inverse reaction. These cards are going to go down a little bit later in the week. I'm not saying that they're not going to be good to invest, but I don't think it's yet. I think we wait until the market crash a little later in the week, then we buy these cards if we want. But we can also take a look at cards that are going to come out today, or I guess it'll be tomorrow, because we're going to see the Champions League between PSG and Inter Milan, and those two teams are obviously, one of them is going to get a team like this, where they're going to have 14 or 15 players that all get 96 rated cards. One of them gets a 97 rated card, 3 playstyle pluses, and that's going to be in packs as we go into that ultimate Team of the Season market crash. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see all of this happen at once. I was really hoping that the UCL cards would be out during the release of Ultimate Team of the Season, making them perfect investments. That's not going to be the case because I think the UCL cards are going to come out on the Sunday, and then they're going to go out of packs on Tuesday. So I think we buy those cards on Monday night. I think that's just the simple truth in the UCL cards. Buy the UCL cards Monday night. Buy these cards, however, for the Conference League a little bit later in the week. That's my take on that right there. Now, if you did want to get any of the cards from MLS Team of the Season, I think Thursday is the time to buy. Division Rival Rewards has been pretty great timing for pretty much the rest of these teams. If we take a look at last week with La Liga TOTS, these cards also hit a low point around Division Rival Rewards, guys. Let's take a look at that Vinicius Jr. at 720,000 coins, a card that is maybe going to get into the Ultimate Team of the Season, but not guaranteed. His low point was Thursday after Division Rival Rewards hit about 640,000 coins at his very lowest, but sat at about 650 all day to 670, and now he's up to 720,000 coins just about 24 hours later. So a very quick rise right there. And if you take a look back 2 weeks ago, it was the exact same thing for the Serie A. You take a look at David De Gea, who's just about to go extinct at 152,000 coins, one of the better cards to invest in this year during Team of the Season, hit his low point again Thursday after Division Rival Rewards. Actually hit a little bit lower later on Thursday, early Friday, but about 55,000 coins, the very lowest at 51K, and he went up over the course of that weekend from 50K all the way to 100,000 coins and keeps going up. A good value card. Obviously, a lot of people are liking this card in game, which is making him go up a little bit more than other cards, but a pretty consistent trend that we've seen every single week. So I think that we should be looking at cards from Saudi League and MLS. I think that cards like Diaby might be really good because he's got 4 play style plus. I wonder if what they're going to do with Ultimate Team of the Season is just include all of the cards that got 4 play style plus. I wouldn't doubt that that's what they're going to do, is just the Ultimate TOTS is every card that got 4 play style plus. That would make sense to me, which makes it a little bit more iffy. And so don't invest in any cards that are going to get into the Ultimate TOTS yet. And if they get leaked to get into Ultimate TOTS, I would still probably stay away, because I do think that even though they're going to crash into the panic selling, I think they go even lower because of the supply. Like, the supply is going to be overwhelming on Friday. So that's going to be a good time to pick up those Ultimate Team of the Season cards. But right now, maybe avoid the cards that are going to get possibly into Ultimate TOTS. So then you're going to want to look at cards like maybe João Cancelo. This is a card that is 55K, so it's usable. It's not fodder, but it's cheap enough to where it's definitely not going to get into Ultimate TOTS, and it's usable, and honestly get some decent links for that Cristiano Ronaldo if you were to pack that, or, I was going to say Daniel Podence, but I just don't see why you would use that card right there. But maybe MLS has a couple better examples. I don't really love a ton of those investments on that team. But when we look at the MLS cards, there is this card right here. Morera actually looks really, really good. He does have 4 play style pluses, but that's a pretty good card if you can link it somehow. Evander is a card that I'm going to be buying if I don't pack him. That card looks pretty good as an investment right there. Jordi Alba, I think, actually is low-key really, really good as an investment, because not only are we going to need this Jordi Alba for links to Suarez and Messi, but Suarez and Messi are also going to get evolutions throughout the next couple of weeks for other cards, not the Team of the Season cards, that are going to be needed. I think this is probably my favorite investment. From all of the cards I've seen, this is my favorite investment to go in on Thursday. This is probably going to be a card that skyrockets out of packs. He's hit a low point of 68K. Going to get way lower than that towards the end of the week. But I like Jordi Alba as my favorite investment. If you've made it this far into the video, the secret comment word of the day is Alba. Now, we've got a couple more leaks to talk about before we end today's video, one of which is the evolutions that are coming to the Season Pass Part 2. So this is going to be the end of the Team of the Season, if that makes sense, because that ends in 5 days. So just a reminder, if you haven't completed your season, especially if you bought the premium season pass for 500,000 coins, I'm on level 35 right now, so I'll finish that over the course of the next 4 days. But you only have a couple days left to get all of the levels completed, and then we're going to get a new season, and it's going to include big evolutions, it seems, because maximum 96 fits into that Quick Step Plus. Which is really, really exciting. That Quick Step Plus is a very, very good play style, and it really opens up a lot of opportunity. If we get that Quick Step Plus and it's maximum 80 or 96, I mean, I could throw that on, of course I could throw that on Cristiano Ronaldo because he's only 93. I mean, I could throw that on the Team of the Season Grimaldo if I wanted to. He's 95. I think he already has Quick Step or one of the Rapids. But yeah, you could throw that on Alvarez, Lewandowski. I mean, all of these cards that would never have fit into an evolution are going to be fitting into evolutions that come out of the next season pass. And that is going to make very OP cards even more OP. You can see that I've started adding some of those playstyle pluses to cards that I've been evolving. Like this Jude Bellingham right here is actually the Jude Bellingham we got for free in November, and I've been evolving it over the course of the last couple of months. I have him up to 4 playstyles, all of which are very good. So he's got the finesse shot and the incisive pass, but he's also got pinged pass and technical on that card. So he's up to 4 playstyle plus. So I won't be able to evolve him anymore because most of them are going to have a maximum of 3 playstyle plus. So I'm not going to be able to evolve the Alexia Putellas because she's already at 4 playstyle plus and 97 rated. But the rest of these cards, I like these cards, and I really, really just have been using them for a while now. This Cristiano Ronaldo, 176 games now. Luis Suarez, 156 games. This Jude Bellingham is 287 games. That's a lot for me. I don't really mess with the gameplay as much as other people. Of course, I'm a market guy, but I'm kind of attached to a few of these cards, and even if they're on one chemistry, I want to be using these cards, and I would like to evolve them because I'm so used to using them, and I've gotten used to how they move and the play styles that they have. So just making these cards better is kind of my priority. So I'm excited for evolutions even more than I'd be excited for any of the SBCs that are leaked for this promo because, they just don't look that good. You look at, Ivan Toney, that's not out yet. We've got the Mahrez SBC. He's decent, don't get me wrong, but it's not like anything beyond what we've seen over the course of the last month. Insigne we already saw, and then the rest of these SBCs are mid at best. I'm more excited for evolutions than I am SBCs, 100%. And I never thought I'd say that. Never thought I'd say that because I've loved SBCs since the day they came out in FIFA 17. I've loved SBCs. But man, EA Sports are dropping the ball with SBCs, but absolutely crushing it with evolutions during this promo. So I genuinely am more excited for these evolutions that come out over the course of this next season. So finish your season, get your packs. Hopefully you guys can get yourself a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Messi this week. Of course, we'll open some packs during this week, but saving most of these 820 packs, and I'm going to try to hit 1,000 packs before we get to Ultimate TOTS, but hopefully we can get ourselves a team of the season to end today's video. We can't, so that's going to be it. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace out.